What if I told you that the world you live in is not truly free? What if independence is only a word, and behind flags, parliaments, and national anthems lies an invisible chain stronger than any army? A chain created not today, not in the last century, but thousands of years ago. A system born before coins existed. A mechanism so powerful that rulers and nations have fallen to it, and today it controls the entire modern world. This chain is debt. Not the debt you think of, but an ancient system of obligation designed not to help people, but to control them. A system that never died. It evolved, matured, expanded, and slowly wrapped itself around humanity. And today it is everywhere. To understand how the world became controlled by it, we must travel back, far back, 5,000 years to the first civilization. In ancient Mesopotamia, long before banks, people recorded who owed what on clay tablets. Farmers borrowed seeds from temples, but if their harvest failed, they owed interest in labor. If labor was not enough, their children became payment. Debt turned free people into workers of temples, not through chains, but through accounting. This was the birth of debt as a tool of power, not a financial idea, but a method to extract human energy. Debt was a system of control. In Egypt, we see this mechanism evolve. The pyramids were not only built by slaves, but by people bound through obligation. Egyptians paid taxes through grain, livestock, and labor quotas. Failed to pay, and you owed time working for the state. Debt was life converted into labor. The pharaoh did not need to whip people. Tax records controlled them better. Once again, power did not come from force, but from obligation. Then Rome perfected the strategy. They created legal, enforceable contracts of debt. A farmer could borrow money but fail to repay and lose his land. Soldiers returning from war found themselves in debt and fell into bonded labor. Rome expanded not just through swords, but by economically capturing people and territories. Conquer a region, impose taxes, demand tribute. When locals struggled to pay, Rome offered loans with interest. They took land, resources, and loyalty. An empire built through economic pressure. Does it sound familiar? As the Roman world collapsed, Europe entered the medieval period. Something new emerged: private moneylenders. Kings needed gold to fight wars. Armies were expensive, so rulers turned to those who owned money. If a king wanted war, he borrowed. If he lost, he owed even more. If he won, interest still followed. A king in debt is a king under control. Bankers discovered a greater power than blades, the power to fund both sides. They realized that the victor may change, but debts remain. War became business. Then came Venice, the first great debt superpower. Venice created the world's earliest government bonds, known as the prestiti. Citizens invested money into the state with the expectation of returns generated from taxes. In simple terms, people funded their own government debt. The state survived not from treasury gold, but from loans backed by the labor of future generations. A nation permanently in debt became normal, a model replicated today by almost every modern country. The mechanism evolved further through the Knights Templar. During the Crusades, they developed a system allowing travelers to deposit gold in one region and withdraw it in another, early banking. They created credit notes, financial transfer systems, and cross-border debt networks. Their wealth grew so large that even kings feared them. Eventually, France owed them so much money that the king ordered their leaders executed and seized their assets. A clear sign. Those who control debt can challenge kings. But the world changed forever in 1694. The British government was bankrupt from war with France. Private lenders offered money, but demanded something revolutionary in return: the right to create money. The Bank of England was born. Money no longer needed gold. It became paper backed by government promise. The state borrowed money printed by private bankers and paid it back with taxpayer money, a self-feeding loop. Debt turned from a problem into a product. Debt was no longer temporary, it became a permanent engine. Governments realized that as long as citizens worked and paid taxes, the state could borrow endlessly. A nation could operate forever in debt. Money became debt. Debt became money. From this moment, global finance changed direction entirely. Then came the Rothschild era. This family mastered the art of national lending. They funded armies, governments, and wars. After the Battle of Waterloo, they knew the outcome before the British government did. They used information to move markets. They loaned to both sides of conflicts, ensuring profit no matter the winner. War created debt. Debt created interest. Interest created power. Power created control. The foundation of modern financial domination was complete. Fast forward to today. Nations do not control the world with armies as much as they do with loans. The IMF and World Bank lend money to struggling nations, but with conditions attached. Privatize national industries, cut public spending, raise taxes, open markets to foreign corporations, close subsidies, sell national assets. In exchange, countries receive temporary relief, but long-term dependency. A modern form of control, not through invasion, but contracts. Nations become financially obedient. The banking mechanism that controls everyday people is even more shocking. When you deposit $1,000, banks can lend nearly 10 times that amount. They create money out of promises. This is called fractional reserve banking. Most of the money circulating in the world does not exist physically. It exists as digital debt. Every loan creates new money. Every repayment destroys it. The system survives only if people continue to borrow. If debt stops, the economy collapses. The machine must run forever. And at the center of global finance stands the US dollar. In 1971, the US removed the gold standard. The dollar was no longer backed by gold, only confidence. But because oil trade was linked to the dollar, nations needed dollars for energy. To get dollars, they borrowed dollars. The world works for a currency created without physical backing. This is empire through currency. A nation can print money, lend it, and receive real resources in return. Not by conquest, but by economic gravity. Global debt today has exceeded $300 trillion, more than 3 times the world's GDP. Even if every person on Earth worked only to repay debt, without eating or living, the world could not pay it off. Debt is designed not to be eliminated, but to be maintained. The purpose of debt is not repayment, but dependence. A debtor is never free. A country in debt is a country controlled. A society built on credit cards, mortgages, and student loans is a society kept working. Inflation silently steals wealth. When governments print money, prices rise. Your salary buys less each year. You work more, earn more numbers, but lose more value. You are running on a treadmill that speeds up gradually. You feel movement, but not progress. Chains today are invisible, made of obligations instead of iron. This system cannot be easily fixed. If all debt vanished, banks would collapse. Governments would lose funding. Markets would crash. Currency would lose meaning. The system survives by keeping humanity inside it. It does not seek to destroy itself. History has returned in modern form. Ancient Sumer controlled farmers through grain loans. Rome controlled territories through tax-based debt. Venice controlled Europe with bonds. Britain controlled nations through interest. Modern banks control governments through credit. The mechanism is ancient. The structure is identical. The appearance has changed. Debt equals power. Power equals control. The world is shaped not by freedom, but by agreements signed